Hey guys, I'm back. I was gone for a little while. I missed a lot of movies, so let's get back rolling here. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2. This movie is directed by Francis Lawrence, who did I Am Legend, and I did not know who Francis Lawrence was, even though I Am Legend is one of my favorite Will Smith movies. It's a guilty pleasure movie, and I really shouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure because it's a great film and you should check it out if you hadn't seen it. It's one that I can watch all the time, so that's a sign of a pretty good director. And he did this film, and this film does look great. It's shot well, it's directed well, it's very serviceable. It's a serviceable film. Getting back to that in a little bit. The stars in this film, it doesn't really sink in to me when I'm watching the film how many people are actually in this, but I went through the IMDb and looked at the cast list, and I was pretty much amazed. You got Jennifer Lawrence turning back as Katniss Everdeen, the very awesome underpaid Jennifer Lawrence is marvelous as usual. You got Josh Hutcherson coming back as Peeta, Liam Hemsworth, who's the lesser of the two Hemsworth, in my opinion. You got Woody Harrelson, who's hilarious and great in everything. Donald Sutherland, who's awesome and great in everything. The late and marvelous Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sad to say, this wasn't the best thing for him to go out with, but that's not really the movie's fault. His part is just not, it's very relevant, it's very important, but it just doesn't have that much meat to it. You have Julianne Moore returning from the last film, Elizabeth Banks, who's been writing this thing the whole way through, and you got Jenna Malone, who showed up in the second film, and I love Jenna Malone. Hollywood, give her more work. She's really good. She's been around for so long. She was a child actor, and then I kind of feel like Dakota Fanning took over for her. But back in the day, when I was in like the early 90s and everything, she was the daughter and everything. Now she's older. She's sexy. She's talented. She's hot. Put her in something. Let's see more of her. She's always in small little things, but she's always playing a badass, which is kind of cool because I like that about her. And you've got Stanley Tucci, and Stanley Tucci's character is hilarious as he's just great as this TV announcer character with the funny hair. Liam Hemsworth, I don't like his character, or do I like the actor? I haven't seen him do anything that really jumped out at me, and his character was, I related to Peeta. Okay, because Peeta was the guy who was in love with the popular girl. He was the one who had the crush. You know, he wasn't the quarterback. He wasn't the tall, dark, handsome kind of guy. I identify with the Peeta guy. That's, you know, I wasn't the quarterback. I was always the guy who was had crush on the girl and couldn't even talk to her. And and that's why I identify with Peeta. So I really like Peeta. These two movies, Mockingjay 1 and 2, Mockingjay's one book. This did not need to be two films. And when I saw the first one, I was very disappointed, the first Mockingjay, because it was just dull and it didn't have anything. The best part about that was Jennifer Lawrence singing. I thought that scene where she sings by the water, I love, that's a beautiful song, and it goes into a great scene with a lot of people following the Mockingjay. My favorite part out of this one is something to do with these things called mutts. It's very well done, and I like these characters, these creatures, these mutts. And then you get this amazing scene, and the game makers are sending them like this oil, and then they run away and they get away, and then they have this long talk. And then they do something, they run away, get away, and they have a long talk. And then something happens and they run away, and then they have this long talk. They keep having these breaks where they're just sitting around and kind of talking. And they do that so they can stretch on this movie. They deliberately draw it out, and that's why Hollywood wants to make money. They're out to make money. That's the whole purpose. That's why we have so many things rebooted and superhero movies and all of this, because they're selling. People are complaining Hollywood's not being original. Well, unoriginality is selling. So stop going to the movies. I'm not. I'm going to still see this stuff. So people out there that are just, haters, you're not going to do any good. You're just hating. Yeah, it sucks that we're all about money, but that's what it is. The game makers are attacking the characters in this. The characters go to the Capitol. They're after President Snow, but the battle is going on ahead of them. And immediately when they said that, I'm like, I want to see the battle. I want to get to the battle. Why do we have to be behind it? Give us the action. Let us see that stuff. This guy gets just taken up by these chains and like ripped apart or something. It doesn't really show it very clear. It looks like it's horrific, but couldn't really see what really happened to him because he's kind of just up there. But when you touch the... People who've read the book, when you touch the oil, do these chains come up? Or did he fall in a separate trap? I can't tell. That was not clear. I think that they leave a lot up to those who have read the books. And the ending is very, very predictable. And it is sad. The film is sad. And a friend of mine actually told me about going into it. Be prepared. It's sad. So I was prepared. It wasn't that sad, but you know, I see a lot of movies. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 are way too drawn out just to make money. If they were one film, it would have been a much better film. I would have given it a better rating. So, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, for what it is, I give it a C+. Right above the level of Take It or Leave It. If I gave it a C, it'd just be like, you know, thing, I leave it. But if it's a D, it's something wrong. It's a serviceable film. It's serviceable. It did its job. Okay. It could have been a lot better, but hey, that's what we got. Guys, thanks again for coming back. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, or like some of the other videos, take a look. I'm going to be doing some more here. Sorry I missed some of the films. Spectre's a great film. I give that probably a B. The Martian was awesome. A plus on that film. I'm not going to do a review on it because I'm trying to be current here and get back rolling. So, guys, as always, these are just my opinions. They're not written in stone because what do I know?